start with some of our briefings. First up is Montgomery College and our friend Dr. Pollard. If you want to come up. And Dr. Pollard, just so you know, we are being live streamed. The camera's behind me, so if you use that microphone, flip it on as you're speaking. We'd appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. Shoot the microphone.
You got to click it on. Yeah.
So we have sometimes, when I do my faux microphones, they only work to the cameras, they don't work to the audience, so it's nice to know that this actually does both. So good morning, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Absolutely delighted to be here, and we'll be brief and succinct, as I know that you have a robust agenda ahead of you. Several things I would though like to offer to you in terms of hoping to continue to place Montgomery College at the forefront of the work that you do each and every year. Let me start first by saying thank you. The one thing for sure is that this delegation thinks deeply about Montgomery College, how you can support our students, how you support the needs of the institution, and certainly make you think about how we impact the community. I'm hopeful that you have a copy of the presentation that I'll use as talking points to this. I'm obviously not going to speak to everything in it, but I do want to draw your attention to a few things here, and I want to thank members of the delegation for allowing me to be here today, and certainly I'm happy to respond to any questions you may have. What we do is help fuel the economy to keep talent in Montgomery County. Montgomery College is large and, as I like to say, gloriously diverse, serving about 54,000 students each year. 76% of our students are students of color, and I like to think that we represent the tapestry of Montgomery County as it is now, as people like to recall it, and certainly more importantly as the county is becoming. We're second only in size to the University of Maryland College Park, and we are there for the county when they need us. We strive to be this unique space of a fulcrum between the K-12 system and certainly into the higher education system. And certainly as I look at these beautiful students at USG, knowing that we serve an important role for many of them to have access to higher education. As you know, in Montgomery County, we're moving beyond the idea of pre-K to J, to 12, we're looking at pre-K to J. How do we create an ecosystem where we're thriving and we have opportunities for those who attend Montgomery College as they move through our educational system, that they move into jobs that are going to allow them to support the economy of the county that we want to see. 51% of MCPS graduates who stay in Maryland attend Montgomery College. From Whitman to Wheaton, students come from every MCPS high school, and we're very pleased with that. And high school students earn diplomas and degrees at the same time. In fact, we expect 50 high school students this year to earn their associate's degree from Montgomery College prior to their high school diploma. So we're very excited about that, and we have special recognition for them in our graduation and commencement services. I'm hopeful that you're familiar with our 3 campuses across Montgomery County. At Germantown, we have our state-of-the-art bioscience education facility where we specialize in cybersecurity. Bench lab workers and geneticists do the work there. Our Rockville campus with the Science Center is the largest community college engineering program in the country in terms of transfer. It also hosts our Videlsky Technical Institute, so students can become engineers, HVAC technicians, and auto mechanics on that campus. And certainly our Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus, home to our Health Sciences Center, where students can become nurses, EKG technicians, sonographers, and more. What we are, though, becoming more known for is what I like to call the finishing schools, where we're seeing many people come to us through our workforce development and continuing education program, whether it be in Gaithersburg, Wheaton, or Rockville, where we train students to become early child care professionals, 911 dispatchers, and clinical trial project managers, all needed careers in Montgomery County. And we also then continue to be a resource for people who come to us seeking ESL, GED, and entry-level work into higher education. For almost 75 years, we have produced a plethora of graduates who have continued to be vital entrepreneurs and those who are doing significant work and leaders in our community. Alums such as Jim Muir, Saul Graham, Julie Verratti, Carl Book, and Usa Bunagad, who has done some great work in both in terms of dentistry but as well as social service and philanthropy. And we're also producing the next generation of what I believe to be influencers in Montgomery County. And you'll see a number of students that I mentioned here who are working with companies such as Learn Zillow, NIST, the FDA, Leidos, and certainly Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Labs. Our state priorities, we are very familiar with because I know I've already heard from several of you as we move through this legislative cycle. We want to protect the $18.3 million in construction funds for the levy building in the capital budget, which is where our new math and science building will be on the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus. We need to protect state aid, that being the CAID formula for community colleges. Please say yes to the operational budget and no to the BRFA. I know that several of you already had conversations with me about this. Help us make it easier for Montgomery College students to transfer to four-year institutions. It does no good for students to do exceptionally well at Montgomery College to only have to repeat credits and lose time when they transfer to a four-year college within the state of Maryland. And we certainly need to make the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship Program more accessible and to clean up some of the things that is happening within that. We continue to be grateful for the state's support and the work that each of you all have done in helping to drive the advancements of our capital budget and certainly the needs of our operational budget. I'll end by saying the state has historically underfunded community colleges. State policies are intended for a third county, a third students, and a third state. Montgomery College, the state portion has been roughly 17%. So we continue to be hopeful that you're working to support increasing that. We know right now our legislative priorities are to protect that CAID and also to help protect transfer. I'm hopeful that I can respond to any questions you have, but let me end by saying that we know that you support Montgomery College, the unique role that we play between MCPS, USG, the university system, and most importantly, the workforce of Montgomery County. If economic development is important to the state of Maryland, to the county of Montgomery, that is dependent upon workforce development. Workforce development is economic development. Thank you very much. I'm happy to respond to questions you may have for me. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Pollard. Any questions? Dr. Wilkins?
Thank you so much, Dr. Pollard, for all of your work. And I wanted to follow up on, first of all, thanking the students who came to visit my office and share personal stories about some of those particular issues, and especially around the issue of having to repeat credits and the money and the time. I think that's something we really need to take care of. Something that I wanted to follow up on is, I know that we talked previously at the meeting last year about creating a partnership between Montgomery College and Maryland General Assembly so that we can have interns who have transportation and get credit and things like that. University of Maryland has a similar one. And I just wanted to provide an opportunity for any updates around how we're doing that. And as I have a wonderful intern from Montgomery College, and so very much appreciate all that you all do in preparing these students.
Well, thank you, Delegate Wilkins. And let me first say thank you all, and thank you for acknowledging Student Advocacy Day. I know that each of you, if I text you or call you, if you have questions, you text or call me, I understand that transaction, what the importance is to you, and we know how to do that in shorthand when we do. But when you all take time and energy to listen to our students, I have to tell you that them being able to share their narrative with you is so important because their experiences are really the ones I think are the most profound to you when you remember their stories and hear them. And I know the craziness of this period means you have a lot of folks coming at you, but the fact that you choose to take time to meet with our students and to hear them, I just want to say thank you for that. I know we have a group of students who are doing similar things here today from USG, so thank you for that. And thank you for the question regarding the internship and having a student this semester. One of the inhibitors, and we have a team of folks at the college trying to figure out how to work this out, and as you even suggested to me earlier about how to partner with the University System of Maryland to do this, one of the big inhibitors for our students when it comes to internships is they need to work. So if there's an opportunity for us to explore how scholarship dollars can be used for internship funding or have paid internships for students, it is increasingly challenging. There's actually a whole school of national literature on this. Community colleges students continuously are disadvantaged more so than four-year students when it comes to internships because the majority of our students work. So the idea of having to go into internships that they value and want to meet that work experience, but to choose not to do that and the idea of not having to work when they're supporting families and themselves, and oftentimes paying for school themselves, it becomes something that they will not make that choice to do. So we do have an internal group doing a couple of things. One, looking at how we might be able to redivert our own scholarship dollars to have some opportunities in that space. Transportation is a significant issue. So how do we look at, and you made a great suggestion of having a conversation with Maryland about their bus system that comes here, because we don't have that. Could we be able to do something with students on that? So I'm hopeful by the time this session ends, I'll be able to offer some correspondence to you to outline some possible options. Thank you.
Other questions? Great, thank you again. I know
Thank
you're
you
doing the
very
Senate
much.
to defend the kid formula, so thanks for joining us.
And say no to Bertha. Thank you.
So let's next go to the University of Shady Grove, Dr. Stuart Edelstein, and Councilman, Chair of the Board of Advisors, Mike Knapp, and a cast of thousands.
Good morning.
Make sure it's on.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for giving this opportunity to talk with you today. I have two colleagues with me. I have Mikhail Brahma, who is the Student Council President of USG. I have the Honorable Michael Knapp, who is the Chair of the USG Board of Advisors. Both of them will be speaking with you shortly. We also have in the audience 16 USG students. They are enrolled in degree undergraduate and graduate degree programs that are offered by 5 of our 9 university partners. And they will be in Annapolis all day today. I hope they will have an opportunity to meet with some of you. They'll be in the House floor, the Senate floor. All stand. You've got information about each of these wonderful students in your short bio that we've given you, including their legislative district. So without further ado, let me turn the microphone over to Mikhail.
I guess I go first. Good morning, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day again. My name is Mikhail Braha, and I'm a full-time senior in the Biological Sciences program of the University of Maryland College Park at the University at Shady Grove. Like Dr. E said, I am also the USD Student Council President, a position that gives me the unique privilege of representing my fellow students from the 9 universities on our campus. I'm proud to have many of our fellow student council members with me today, along with some of our USG ambassadors and other student leaders. We will be in the House of Delegates gallery a little later in the morning, and we're excited to have that honor as well. We are here today to thank you for your support for supporting USG, and to remind you just how important USG is for the students seeking to earn their degrees. And we want to thank you again for our beautiful new Biomedical Sciences and Engineering building. There are so many reasons for a student to choose USG. I picked USG because I was compelled by the fact that I would be able to earn my degree from the University of Maryland without ever leaving Montgomery County. My degree will be from College Park, but others who attend USG can earn their degrees from UMBC, Towson, Salisbury, UMB, UMES, the University of Baltimore, and UMGC. Like most of my colleagues here and back on campus, I graduated from an MCPS school, Albert Einstein High School in my case, and then began studies at Montgomery College. I earned an associate's degree at MC and got a great start towards my pursuit of a 4-year degree before transferring into my program at USG. I feel fortunate to be in the Biological Sciences program at USG. First, the program has allowed me to take additional science courses that have helped me to become a competitive candidate for several career paths. Second, by taking all my coursework at the USG campus, I have been able to stay close to home and my education was affordable. I am actually proud to say that I will be graduating this May, and when I do, I will be debt-free. At USG, I have also had both on-campus work experience and external opportunities. I just recently completed an internship at the Institute for Bioscience and Biotechnology Research, which is right next door. I knew USG was the right place for me because of the small class sizes, which enabled me to build relationships with my professors and colleagues while learning hands-on techniques. All the services we need as students are offered on our campus on a personalized level. It was the Career Center that got me my internship, the financial aid office that helped me to secure scholarships each semester, in addition to those I received through my home campus, and it was the recruitment office that gave me a job as a student ambassador, which I love. I know that my education at USG is preparing me for future success in my graduate studies and in my career in medicine. My story is just one of many examples of student success at USG. My fellow students who are with me today represent 20 more. And behind them, back at the campus, there are many more students who will be proudly earning their degrees from any of the non-partner universities that offer programs at USG. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to address you, and thank you again for continuing to support opportunities for students like me at the University of Chicago.
Thank you very much, Michaela. She's amazing. In addition to doing everything she does, she's also serving on the search committee to identify the next leader of USG after she retires, and has served on her commission and does all these types of activities, and she does a phenomenal job. Thank you very much. Well, first, let me say thank you and good morning. We appreciate very much all that you do for USG. Many of you have come to visit. Some of you have degrees from our banking institutions. Folks like Chair Corman actually got the opportunity to serve on our commission this past year. But we know that you have all taken USG under your wing, and we appreciate it very much, and we thank you for that. Also, thank you for your efforts during the session. I know that this is fun and interesting and challenging. I also know it creates all kinds of interesting opportunities and challenges for the rest of your lives, and so thank you very much for your commitment to serve all of us. We appreciate that. I think, as many of you know, we had a commission, the JCR commission, that was required to be reported on last year. We had a group that was pulled together through the fall. The commission report was provided to you by our last chancellor at the beginning of December. The great thing about that report was that it very significantly and resoundingly affirms the success of USG and the success of the students who are graduating from USG, both while they're there and then as they move into the broader community and their success in the workplace. So that part is fabulous. The report also identifies a number of things that still need to be addressed to make USG help us grow from adolescence into full maturity. And of those, we really need to address our fiscal sustainability. The fiscal model that was identified for USG 20 years ago really hasn't changed. And so we need to figure out how to address that now that we have 3,000 students and want to grow to another 7,500 to 8,000. In addition, how is the governance of USG managed? How is that taken care of? What is the role of the executive director or the leader of USG? How are decisions made as it relates to programs that come here? How does the community's voice get brought into that? And how do we ultimately respond to what we need to grow the workforce and our economic development activities within the county? And so those are pieces that are still there to be addressed. My first ask of you this morning would be to support Senator King and Delegate Solomon's legislation to codify USG in statute as an institution within USM. Interestingly, at this point, we as a Real Education Center, we are part of the USM, but we're not identified as an entity